want to tell you a story.
People will always want to have a story told to them.
About games.
They will like to play games where you don't know the outcome and where you have some control over the outcome.
Dead games. Almost forgotten. Because sometimes, memories can bring them back to life. Holy shit! PC gaming is the tits, am I right? I don't care who you are. Young, old, men, women. We can all agree this shit is pretty fucking fun. Do you remember your first computer? Mine? A 1994 Packard Bell Legend series. Now take a look at this shit. The kids space. Hey, anybody out there remember this? Because I know my real OGs are doing the DiCaprio right now. This is where all the free games were stored for kids. And I spent hours here every fucking night. I even had a brand new Super Nintendo in the same fucking room. Did I play it? Fuck no. Why would I? When I got ski-free right here? And I'll tell you, nobody outruns the Yeti like me.
Nathan, watch out!
Oh no, he can make it. He can make it. Ah, that's a damn shame. But ski-free, just the beginning. A couple years later, we upgraded PCs, and my parents started buying me games. Like Knowledge Adventure. Somebody out there, please tell me you played this shit. You learned all about the dinosaurs, like how there was wet ones and dry ones, and there was even a 3D adventure where you tried to save the dinos before a comet hit. Hey, hips a lot for Don. Come on, I ain't got no fucking day. And no wonder you're extinct. You want to explore somebody's body? Boom! 3D body adventure. You fly through somebody's aorta like fucking Miss Frizzle. That not doing it for you? Well, pop in Kids Zoo.
Let's play the Who Am I game. It's one of my favorites.
All right.
Who am I?
Oh, that's Panda. Fuck!
You're doing great.
Don't you patronize me! But the first game on that Hewlett-Packard I lost hours of my life to? MegaRace. Forza? Dirt? Suck my dick. MegaRace was the shit. Lance Boyle was the host. Some wisecracking asshole who wants you to smear out a couple street gangs on live TV. All right, Lance, who am I killing today?
The pack leader calls himself Jailbait.
Jailbait? Lance, old boy, I'm a little concerned about your proclivities. And I want to pound this point home. These games might not look like much, but I loved all of them. And as you get older, you start to realize most games you play ain't worth remembering for more than a weekend. But some stick with you for a lifetime. Like a grain of sand lodged into the tip of your urethra. So come with me and bring your shovels as we enter the graveyard of nostalgia once more to dig up a forgotten masterpiece. Mike Stemmle's Afterlife. Seriously though, you ever heard of this shit? Afterlife was just like SimCity. Like, exactly the fucking same. But instead of role-playing as the boy mayor of Philadelphia, you ran heaven and hell.
Simplicity itself.
And you're not laying out boring shit like residential districts. No, instead, you're putting down buildings for each of the 7 deadly sins. And you had a map of the earth where you can make the whole planet do whatever the fuck you wanted. Want to make them all gluttonous bastards who eat BK octo-stackers all day? You can do that. And in hell, we lining them up ass to mouth in some demon's large intestine. And he just had Taco Bell. But you gotta remember, this game came out in the 90s, which meant shit was difficult. And if you use the cheat code too many times to get more money, the fucking Death Star shows up and nukes heaven along with all the My Little Ponies. Ah, you hate to see it. But why the Death Star, you say? Well, Afterlife was actually made by LucasArts. And this was well before George Lucas sold their ass to Disney. And we all know how that fucking turned out.
Completely confident that Disney will take good care of the franchise I've built.
And hey, George, what did they do? Did they do that? Huh? Or did they shut down the company and sell everything to EA? But fuck this. In my mind, LucasArts was making some of the best games in the business. They were the king of point-and-click adventures. And I was sad to see them go. But for some reason, out of their whole catalog of games, Afterlife always stood out to me. You're telling me the same time George Lucas was making the special edition, he greenlit a game where your role play is God? You know, now that I hear myself say it out loud, I can see it.
I may have gone too far in a few places.
So, it's been about 20 years since I played this game. And fuck, it's only 5 bones on Steam, so I picked it up along with the original strategy guide and box on eBay. I've been playing it all week long. So today, I'm gonna answer the question. Is LucasArts Afterlife as good as I remember? Does Dolly Parton sleep on her back? I don't know, maybe.
You want to go out for a drink?
All right, let's have some fun. First off, let's start with the good. Jasper Wormsworth and Aria Goodhalo.
Good afternoon, Your Holiness.
Welcome, boss.
These two are the game's fully voice-acted help system. Yeah, not bad for 1996.
Helpful is my middle name.
I thought it was Herbert.
I bet you never heard of these two. You want to know if a game is obscure or not? Google the main characters and see if anybody's made any nude fan art. Putt-Putt goes to the... Ah, Christ, they got Putt-Putt. But Aria Goodhalo? Nothing? Come on! You're telling me nobody out there ever imagined Jasper Wormsworth naked?
If I see this, I'm fucking the shit out of it.
So if you're an artist out there, let's make this happen. Fill the internet with sexy LucasArts fan art. Fuck it, Disney owns this shit now anyway. There's no way you're gonna get sued. Or will you? Here, I even got you started. I commissioned the world's first nude painting of LucasArts Afterlife. Pretty tastefully done, I might add, too. So type in maketheafterlifesexy.com and Google that shit. All right, so now that you're horny, you want to talk about in-depth city building mechanics? So how's this shit work? Well, you start off by dropping a gate, then a little road which connects to the fate structure. These act as your basic buildings in the afterlife. There are 7 different types, one for each of the 7 deadly sins. Now in heaven, you want to make the road short and sweet. But in hell, fuck them. You want these assholes taking 2 ferry boats and stepping on nothing but loose Legos the whole way there. But when the buildings start popping up, get your dicks out. This is where the game starts getting good. Every fate building in the game is ingeniously designed, and there's over 150 of them. Plus, some of them got this cool little eyeball icon you can click, which, when you do, presents some badass pixel art. But as I continued playing Afterlife, after 26 years of not touching it, something terrible started to happen. I started to fucking hate it. And Christ, I haven't been this disappointed since the Cantina Crisper at Taco Bell.
I've had so much trash from Taco Bell lately that why even bother getting excited?
But why? Well, you'll find out the main mechanic of this game is micromanagement.
And we all know how painful that can be.
Thank you, Aria. On every little building in the game, you have to drag this little bar until it goes pure white. And then you go to the next one, and the one after that. So you think once you do it once, you're good, right? Fuck no. The buildings in this game constantly evolve. So you are doing this shit the entire time you play. Fuck me. I'd rather be doing my turbo test.
And we all know how painful that can be.
Now, to be fair, the game does have an auto balance feature, but it costs money. So if you're hurting for cash and taking out loans in hell to get by, terrible interest policy, by the way, you're gonna have to do each one individually. You see all those squares? I'm gonna have to click on each and every fucking one, and oh my God, what is that? Christ, now an undead John Travolta's fucking me in the ass?
And we all know how painful that can be.
Ah, and the voice lines. Fuck. You think this shit was funny the first time? Well, you're gonna want to throw your computer out the window by the 100.
And we all know
Yes.
But the absolute worst part, let's just turn the structures back on and take a look at our masterpiece. Oh my God. It looks like you told an AI to draw a plate of spaghetti. You start to realize that every little building may look really cool, but nothing has any cohesion. It's like you walked into the Louvre and every piece of art was crammed on one shitty wall in the bathroom. I was ready to turn this shit off, but then something miraculous happened. As if George Lucas himself descended from the heavens, dropped into my living room, and started giving me a sloppy 77-year-old hand job. I started to like it. In fact, once you sit down and play this shit for more than an hour, shit's kind of addicting. But it was at this point in the game where Jasper said something, and it got me thinking.
You don't have to build a heaven.
Wait, can I do that? Never make heaven? So I started the game and only made hell. But wait, how the fuck am I gonna get everybody on Earth not to believe in heaven? I got it! I'll make them Jewish!
I'm a Jew, we don't believe in heaven.
Where do you want to go?
To a Chinese restaurant.
And if spending an eternity in hell with Woody Allen doesn't sound bad to you, I think it might be time to rethink your priorities.
I do terrible things.
But for some reason, when I didn't make a heaven, I had so much fucking money, I didn't know what to do with it. I tell you, this heaven shit gets expensive. Have you seen how much they're asking for a harp these days? And for the uninitiated, once you get 1 billion souls in hell and unlock omni-bulges, you basically beat the game. And fuck, I haven't had an omni-bulge since I saw Winona Ryder and Girl Interrupted.
Boy, do you look guilty.
Now, there is one huge secret I discovered in this game that I have to mention, because I have no fucking clue how you'd figure this out on your own. In hell, if you pause time, set the compass to point north, and set your fate structures in this exact pattern, you'll be gifted with the Mother Shack, a building that seemingly has 0 use, except when you click on it and read the tooltip, you'll see creator Mike Stemmle's personal views on the existence of the afterlife. Huh, Mike Stemmle. I wonder what you're up to today. Fuck, LucasArts liked you so much they put your name right there on the box. Twice, no less. I got so many questions to ask this guy. So, what did we learn the last time? What do you do when you got questions about a 26-year-old video game? You call up the guy who, oh fuck, he's on my monitor. Hey Mike, hey, so why didn't we get an Afterlife too, huh?
Because Afterlife did not make money.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, you look at the competition in 1996. I mean, come on. Tomb Raider? Half of America's youth was busy jerking the gherkin to a couple blurry trailers. triangle. So what made you want to make a sim game about the afterlife?
Oh, a few places at once. For one thing, I was probably at the time playing way too much SimCity 3000.
SimCity was huge back then. And fuck, you also got Sim Ant, Sim Island.
Don't forget my biggest flop, Sim Sandwich.
I don't know if I played that.
It helped that Will Wright had made public a number of the formulas he used to do things in SimCity 3000.
Holy shit, really? Well, I went digging, and I think I might have found the exact article Mike mentioned. Computer Gaming Weekly, issue 118. Came out in May of 1994, so about the same time he might have been making the game. And sure enough, right there on page 66, the formulas and tables to begin to create your own SimCity. But that's where the similarities end, and Mike's creativity take over. See, Mike wrote just about every line of text in the game, and those beautiful works of pixel art, artists Paul Micah and Brian Rich took his ideas and ran wild with them.
The original plan was to do those full paintings of all of them.
But sadly, out of the 150 plus buildings in the game, only about 15 of them have artwork attached. So Mike, why is that?
That was an early come to Jesus meeting with the producers saying, we are not producing 180 or whatever full-scale pictures that aren't even functional.
Fuck, really? Because I bet fans of the game would love to have seen all of them.
Well, fans of the game now would probably just go ahead and produce them for us.
Well, Mike, I couldn't do all of them, but I did commission one very special artist rendition of the Brahmanic Bovine Bliss Ranch as a gift to you. So Mike, if you're watching this, consider this yours. I don't know, make it a fucking NFT or something. So Mike, what do you think Afterlife 2 would have been like if we ever got it?
Much more managing small sections. Got to get your little section of heaven or hell up and running, getting to really see the little people instead of little dots. And it would have been cool. It would have been interesting.
God, 12-year-old me would have been all over that shit. Hell, you sell the IP to 2 Point Studios? 2 Point Afterlife? Are you kidding me? And Christ, why not? I can't see Disney rebooting a game where you sew people into a demon's colon anytime soon. And Mike, I went through some of the old pictures of LucasArts back then, and I gotta say, god damn, the rug in your office looked like it was putting in overtime. So how was it working for LucasArts back then?
Utterly insane. God bless him. George let that company kind of bleed a lot of money. Every now and then there'd be this huge thing that would erupt out of it.
And erupt they did. Iconic LucasArts games began to pour out. And Mike helped create all of these masterpieces during the renaissance of adventure games. But when Disney closed LucasArts, Mike had already moved on to another little company you might have heard of before. Telltale Games.
Telltale, by and large, had the sense that it was a real company. We had to actually get things somewhat on time.
So, Mike, I heard some stories. Were those producers cracking the whip over there or what?
The grind of getting those episodes out occasionally torturous.
Say no more, Mikey, old boy. I've read the articles, no need to relitigate. But after Telltale went downhill, Mike helped the Sam & Max franchise take its first leap into virtual reality, which, interestingly enough, led him to where he is today. You see, currently, Mike Stemmle is working at Penumbra Incorporated, designing VR games with probably a little less comic mayhem than he saw in the past.
Well, I've spent 30 years destroying the youth of America. Now let's
help some people. I get it. Now with Mike's 30 plus years in game design, he's using his skill set to help people get through their lives with dignity.
It is nice to be doing something more immediately constructive. I'm happy to be a part of it.
But I wondered, a man who's worked his whole life in the gaming industry, is there something you wish you could do over again?
I don't let myself get sucked in as much. I would love to frankly just for 3 hours go and play World of Warcraft again. But I can't. I've got things to do, man.
And I knew exactly what he meant. Fuck, you think I could be pulling 6-hour raid nights and still be making these videos? It all boils down to this. Making shit takes time. And some of the time, you're gonna put your heart and soul into making something. And some people just won't get it. But when you do make something, and someone out there tells you they liked it, it means the world to hear it, even if the message gets to you 26 years late.
Thank you for playing my stupid games. I had fun making them, and as long as it entertained somebody, I'm happy.
And it would make me happy if you looked up something Mike Stemmle made and played the absolute shit out of it. Fuck, you think I talked about this old-ass game enough for today? Come on, let's play that new shit. Oh, fuck, Elden Ring came out? I was waiting on this shit. All right, this shit is prison rules. Find the biggest guy on the playground and slap his ass with a butter knife. Oh, little tree-ass bitch, huh? You about to get it today. I just slammed a Bang Froze Rosé. Okay. Nope. Hard to see how much of a bitch you are with all that armor on. Oh. I thought this game was supposed to be hard. I'm getting my money back. This shit way too easy.
Been in this game for years. It made me an animal. There's rules to this shit. I wrote me a manual, step-by-step booklet for you to get your game on track. Not your wig pushed back. Uno. Never let no one know how much yo you hold. Cause you know that try to breed jealousy, especially if that man fucked up. Get your ass stuck up. Number 2, never let them know your next move.